All right, welcome back. So, I got on this show a few days ago, emergency type of deal. I was listening in the background. Sometimes I do, sometimes I listen later, and but I try to catch any show that she does that has to do with marriage or relationship. I try to catch, particularly because she's family. Also, I've been a fan for the longest before we became family. So I just try to pay attention to what's going on up there. And I was listening, I was listening in the background, and this young lady jumped up. If you remember, we covered this story of this young man, 46 years old, who is now in custody. Reportedly, is in custody in Orlando, Florida, for deleting his wife. And we read some few days ago, we've done about 2 sessions on this already, and we've dropped a few videos about this, and even like a old video on just the lessons, and it's amazing how people jump on live sessions to confirm what we already know. It's amazing, right? Not because they mean to, but because they don't know any better, because they are part of the problems in society when it comes to relationships. Okay, abusive, controlling, manipulative tactics will never work. It doesn't matter if you're telling somebody else's story. If you try to do that, people will catch you every single time. Oftentimes when people catch you, they don't even know that they caught you. They just know that something doesn't sit right. They just know that they don't believe you or something like that, right? And at some point, if you're talking about 10 people are saying the same thing about what you're saying, about 20 people are saying, maybe about 1,000 persons are saying, wait, your story is not adding up. It doesn't mean you're wrong, okay? It could simply mean your communication skills are terrible, right? Yeah, granted, right? It could also mean that they have their own bias, right? But my concern is that you actually want them to understand you. You're concerned. You actually care. No matter how much you tell yourself that you don't care, you care. You want them to hear you. So at the end of the day, the leverage is in their favor. So they get to believe or not believe you. So if you really want to speak of, you want to do shalaye, and there's no evidence, and you don't want to get tired.
Explain, because no evidence.
Then the leverage has fallen in their favor. So you better be good at communication skills, right? You better be good at critical thinking, right? And particularly emotional intelligence. You're not going to get away with yarning nonsense on the internet without any type of emotional intelligence. People will call you out all the time, okay? People call everybody out. That's number one. But especially you, that you don't have any emotional intelligence back in what we're talking about. But I'm going to play this video, this short clip from Auntie B's platform, and I'm going to dissect it. This is a young lady jump on the platform to claim that she's not defending this man deleting his wife, but to effectively do exactly that. Are you confused or something, right? You don't want to defend, but I'm not mentioning name. I'm not going to give her, well, unless they mention the name, but this is on a public platform, okay? I'm not going to mention the name personally. I'm just playing something from Auntie B's platform, right? But this voice, you chose to jump on a public platform and put yourself out there, so it is what it is. But I'm going to analyze what she said and then show you how people keep telling on themselves, okay? And why the things you need to pay attention to, and why this relates to your relationships. This has everything to do with your relationships. All right, so I'm just gonna translate. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's see.
Things in his own hands, right?
Something to say to me in the comment section. Say it now to everyone. What were you saying?
I'm not calling you out. What I'm just saying is people have no right saying things they do not know about.
All right, so the first thing, right, okay, right. She said people have no right saying what they do not know about. First of all, this news is in the public space, okay, and people have every right, okay, and you that you're claiming they don't have rights, this is actually a privilege that you're able to jump on a platform, and how you use that privilege will determine the next sets of activity or events that will happen, right? People, in terms of they don't have any rights, it's not that they have rights. That point is irrelevant. It's on a public platform. It's public news. People will have opinions about what they see, and those opinions may not sit right with you, especially if you have your own existing bias right? Especially if you already picked a side in a situation that's clearly you're picking the wrong side. Somebody lost their life. There's no way, shape, or form that you're going to go about this that you can claim that they don't have any rights. It's just not relevant. Let's keep going.
Hassan is so stupid to have taken things in his own hands.
She said Hassan is the gentleman who just committed this atrocity, who just deleted his wife because the wife, apparently, allegedly, the wife has been disrespectful to him. The wife has not been fair to him. As a matter of fact, I just saw another message that said the wife and the children, they had not been fair to him. Is that possibly true? Yes, that's possibly true. Okay, but then his solution, sadly, has been to delete his wife. There's no coming back from that. There's no justification of that. I don't know how you're going to do it. I don't know what kind of crazy attempt is this. She said Hassan has done something stupid. She doesn't mean that. Okay, basically what the picture she's going to paint, in addition to the original stuff that we read a few days ago, right? She's going to paint a picture to basically justify a person who has deleted another person, who has taken another person's life, right? This is like you're saying, I apologize, but that's what she's about to do.
Because he had endured a lot.
He did so stupid because he had endured a lot. Oh, by the way, this link all together with Tyree's story today, okay? He was a good man. He did something so stupid, but he had endured a lot. Listen, it's already second statement. You're already giving yourself away, right? Now, Auntie B, shout out to Auntie B. She's giving you all ton of patience, right? Like, you know what? Maybe we're going to hear something that will make sense. She already knew that you're already not making any sense, right? Area, Latu, how far? How you doing? All right. So let's keep going. Playing.
Should have just left that marriage.
Do you know him?
Yes, very well.
Do you know him? At least she admitted to that. Yes, very well.
You know Hassan very well. Are you related to him?
Leave that for that.
Leave that for that. I'm not sure what that means. That sounds like Yoruba English, but I don't know. Is that Yoruba English or Hausa English? Area, Natu, tell me. Is that Hausa English? Which one is that? Which one is leave that for that? Listen, Leslie. But basically, she's saying that's not a plead the fifth. Okay, that's not a plead the fifth. That doesn't mean I plead the fifth. That doesn't mean I decline to comment. Right? How do they say it? Right? I won't. No comment. That's not no comment. No comment is polite. Okay. I decline to comment is polite, right? I plead the fifth is she said that you're right English. I plead the fifth is polite, right? Leave that for that. Is pregnant. It's like you, this disrespectful woman. I really want to come here and drag you because you are one of them. Okay, but let me try and hide my intentions. That's what she's doing. Okay, that's what she was doing. So anybody who said they weren't patient enough on that call that day, you don't know anything, because there was a first, second, third statement that she should have been tackled, potentially removed from the show. There was more than enough patience that she could work with if she had enough emotional intelligence, right? And she knew what the hell she was doing. She was properly prepared for that. She wasn't prepared, definitely. She was caught up in her emotions, possibly that, yes, she's close to that family. But when you're close like that to that family, and in fact, you have a natural urge to pick that side, because some people are like that. I can't, listen, if that was your family member, there's a good chance you might pick that side too. But what you do in that situation is you shut up. You go and grieve. You go back home. You know that it's just a very unfortunate situation. You don't jump out into the internet land with 1,000 people listening and try to defend nonsense. It doesn't make any sense. Good evening,
But
Toby.
I know the family.
All right.
So people coming on this post to say what they do not know, people should fear God.
She said people should fear God. Completely disconnected from the fact that somebody lost their life. Just think about that. Okay? She literally said people should fear God. You see the cognitive dissonance there? Is that what they call it?
Not be juju be that.
Terrible. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. At this point, I was like, I just called up in the chat. I said, okay, there's a link here. I just clicked it. I said, I'm gonna call in. Because I honestly, I was like, you know what, let me jump in on this conversation, because there's a good chance there will be enough people in the chat that will take away the wrong lesson. Once you've collected shege in this life, okay? Once you've collected shege in this life, and your reaction has taken God forbid, and your reaction has taken somebody's life away, there is no justification. There's no way around it. There's no you too, you should do this, do that, do that. Women too, you should do that. There's none of that. Okay? That's encouraging that people like, no. You don't get, that's another conversation for another day. For now, today, you need to focus on how people can cope with life's shege. Life has shege. I'm warning you, this is something that the Tyrees of this world don't understand. Life has shege. If there is no shege in this life, you won't build strength. It's called growing pain. That's where strength comes from. Strength does not fall out of the skies. You have to go through shege. What do I mean by shege? Challenges in life. You have to go through challenges in life. And a lot of those challenges, you won't be able to explain that. And there will be a urge to overreact. And it's easier said than done. Yes, I said it. I've always told you it's easier said than done. But you have that urge to overreact. Right? If you overreact to the extent that somebody's life is deleted, or to a certain extent, it doesn't have to be their life deleted, you might become by default not justified, unjustifiable. That's not life. This whole justice, fairness thing, I keep warning you about it. You're looking for fairness when this life is already as fair as they come. This is a dangerous world, just in case you don't understand. Particularly for the human experience. Human beings will stomp on their own hearts all the time. Hold on 1 second for me, hold on. Sorry about that. The human experience is a beautiful thing, but I'm letting you know that the reality is that you're going to collect shege sometimes. It's just what it is, right? But how you react to that is how you're going to build strength. Okay, and every action is a reaction at the end of the day. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't use the excuse that, well, I was reacting, so I get to act anyhow. That's not how that works. It doesn't work like that. Oh, let me move a little bit quicker because
he is just so
we have a lot to cover.
To have brought this upon himself. But
Right.
that man is a good man.
But that man is a good man. How do you justify that? Oh my God.
Okay.
He is a man that wanted the best for his family.
At least say he was a good man. At least put the was. At least. Right? You too fear God now. At least put he was a good man. Just as a form of respect to that person that lost their life. No matter what they did. As long as they didn't take another person's life. Because even people that take people's life, they have second chances. They go to jail. They put them in jail. They might be serving life without parole, right? But do you know how deep, how disconnected you have to be from empathy to be talking like that? Ayema Nikao. I was scared when I was hearing it. I was like, no way. I was like, no way. If a man had called into the show and said those things, I'd be like, that one don't collect. It's somebody to help him so he can go and sit down with a counselor somewhere so he can recuperate, right? But, ladies, this is how stupid gender war is, okay? For every bad behavior that a woman is committing out there, a man is enabling it directly, indirectly, consciously, unconsciously, subconsciously, and everything in between. For every man that's committing atrocities out there, right? That's showing a woman shege. There's a woman enabling it. There's a woman on both sides. There's a woman enabling it, there's a man enabling. So at the core of it, anything that remotely, I'm not saying you don't have to admit that it's gender war. If you sound like it, if a few people have told you that you sound like this is about gender war for you, I'm talking about you. You don't have to admit to it. Okay? It's the most ignorant energy to engage. Okay? It's different when we say, who saw Jesus first on the day that he was resurrected? That's a different ball game entirely. We can do that for a small, nice game, engaging, fun game in church on Easter Day. But when you start getting to the point where we're talking about you have collected shege from a woman, or you have collected shege from a man, slow down. Slow down. None of that nonsense will be justifiable if you take somebody else's life. And if you come and defend something stupid, you will still sound stupid.
Okay.
He brought them to America for a better life.
He brought them to America. Shout out to him for doing that. For doing what he's supposed to do. For what he really wanted to do. I would hope so. You know you don't have to take anybody to America, right? Ever. It's not required. But once you do it, you need to identify why you did it for yourself. What are you getting as an individual from taking somebody to America? You need to identify that, put that on the wall somewhere so you can remember all the time, so that you don't come back and use it to justify nonsense.
Sarah got to America and started making money, leaving the man behind.
How? What do you...
Leaving the man behind. Started making money, leaving the man behind. That is not Yoruba accent. I don't know what you're talking about. Not to. That's not like somebody speaking middle belt, something like that. I don't know what you're talking about. He said na Yoruba English be that one. What part of Yoruba land? Is that Ogbomoso or something? Because that English, that accent is giving. I don't want to drag the auntie, honestly, but damn, man. Let's talk about the mindset. Leaving the man behind. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That doesn't make any sense. That be so though. And I just won't drag me for no reason, right? How does that make any sense? Leaving the man behind? How? What does that mean if you can't tell us completely with evidence? How? What does that even mean? What did she do? Was that yesterday or 2 days ago? That was yesterday, right?
We go explain because no evidence.
The worst ever. The worst. But these are the behaviors that are enabling people not seeking the help that they need. Shout out to you, Chinye. Shout out to you, Tima. Good to see you all. Good to see you all.
I mean, leaving the man behind. Hello, we're having a conversation.
She was getting aggravated. She couldn't even hear.
Hello, Tokwe, hold on now. We're having a conversation, my darling sister.
Nibo,
Okay?
Ogbo.
We're having a conversation, so let me just come in occasionally. You say she made money and left him behind. What do you mean?
Okay, somebody that I'm a woman as well.
Do you don't think we could tell? Well, let's not assume too much. But she said I'm a woman as well, because she's about to manipulate. If it was so authentic, what you're about to say, it wouldn't matter if it's a man or a woman. It wouldn't matter. But you're saying I'm a woman as well to gain some leg ways on something that we already know from the second statement is about to be a stupid submission.
I know.
If a man brings you from Nigeria,
Yes.
and this is a man that's taking care of you from the moment he married you up till you got to America and started making money for yourself. There is a level of understanding and respect that both of you still deserve to give to one another.
Absolutely.
Regardless of whether you became the breadwinner which he was not leaving you to do or not. You should not forget the back.
She's talking in general. She wants to talk to women. She wants to jar all of una warning. That's what she was trying to do. And it's a useless advice. And here's why it's a useless advice. Okay? The human experience is very unique to every individual. There are principles that we can all use that guide all of us. I'm sharing one of them with you right now. One of them is that the human experience is very unique to each individual. After you learn something at a knowledge level, like common sense, whatever level you want to call it, science, psychology, when it's time for application, you have to pay attention to the people you're talking to. You have to learn how to read the room. That's part of the principles, right? You should ask yourself, first of all, what is it that this 1,300 people, what is it that they missed about a story I'm previewed to? Let me find a way I can add value to the conversation. Don't be stupid and jump on the platform and be generalizing and oversimplifying it. That is just stupid. Well, okay, not stupid. A lot of people are doing it these days. Okay, let me calm down. Not stupid. Okay, not stupid, but it's not wise. Okay, you're disconnected from wisdom at a very high level if that's what you do. Okay, if you buy a Range Rover for your husband, if you buy a Range Rover, you buy what you may call it. If you buy a Range Rover for your wife, you flew your wife into America, right? I understand how big of a magnitude that is. You know why? Because I'm looking from the outside. But if you did that for me, after a number of years, the sense of gratitude I have for that, if I'm married to you, has watered down. Oh, I'm warning you, that's watered down. Oh, you know why? Because see, finish is a real thing. Okay, I've enjoyed it. I started living with you. Hopefully, I've also reciprocated at some level that maybe you don't consider to be big enough to compare to going to America. Good for you. But the reality is that I don't see it the same way anymore. I don't see a Range Rover the same way I see it on the 5th day I started driving it. That's the reality. That's some of the reality you need to engage when you get into a romantic relationship. Don't listen to this type of aunties, because they will lead you astray. Should you appreciate somebody does something for you? Yes, you should. But they might start crossing the line when they want to use that to manipulate you. You might be feeling that. You might even be struggling like, no, but this man did this for me. This woman did it for me. You might even be struggling with that. But don't allow somebody to manipulate you with that. Tell them to, you know what, if that's what I need my own mental health. Keep it. Right? I'll go back to Nigeria so you don't feel like, right? At some point, the reality kicks in. How much more somebody deleted his wife? What kind of stupid justification is this? He brought them to America. And is there anything else? Because clap for him, Candy. Okay, what else?
Ground, what you guys have shared.
Yes.
Sarah in Nigeria never worked.
Let me tell you something. If you are encouraging that when you Japa, you should just always remember, always submit. If you don't listen to the full story before you start saying something stupid like that, you will encourage this type of behavior because they will resent themselves more. You will be confirming to them that they are right. And they still don't believe that they are right. And they won't believe that they are right until they commit something stupid. It doesn't help when you do that. You need to listen to people's full story before you take sides with them, either they're a man or a woman. We live in a world where I just believe everything a woman says. That's terrible. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. You need to listen to people's story and don't be there taking unnecessary side. Just be a shoulder to cry on. That's all they need. Be a shoulder to cry on and send them to help them, link them up with somebody to get help, because it's a lot more complex than right and wrong.
Yes.
She was a full-time housewife.
Housewife with 4 children.
She was a full-time housewife.
And this is a man that takes very good care of her, that she herself, she knows she has done a lot in the barracks.
Everyone thinks I have hands to grow hair, but they get shocked when I reveal my secret. It was painful losing my hair.
Right.
On her own, she frolics men a lot. Even
Oh,
from
really?
Nigeria.
She frolics men a lot. That's what she just said. How is that relevant? How is that relevant? Oh, so we can use it to warn women. Do you understand the end of your sentence? Your end of your sentence is so that your man doesn't delete you. Please don't frolic women. Does that sound like it's common? That doesn't even make any sense. Because if you say, well, she frolic women a lot, so let's warn all women not to frolic men, no, so that your husband will not come and delete. What kind of message is that passing for people who might be impressionable, who might be going through it, actually collecting shege from a woman? Does that help them? Do you think that helps them? I'm guessing you think so. Okay.
Yeah, she sent him out of the house. She says that man is just so unfortunate. He was a man that has been pushed to the wall.
Gentlemen, yeah, let's sit tight, gentlemen. You will never, ever be able to get away with that kind of stupid excuse. The excuse will still be legitimate, but you go collect. Okay? The excuse is legitimate because I know you've collected shege. Okay? I know you don't receive shege, right, from your woman, right? And you know about, she made me do it. Really? No one is gonna hear that. There's no word that exists. Oh, let me speak my truth. Shout out to Tyrese. Let me speak my truth. There's no speaking your truth. There's no speaking your truth that will ever catch up to that if you do something stupid. Oh, by the way, you don't have to do something that stupid. Okay, we'll be reviewing Tyrese's story in a second here. All you have to do is just be mad. Just be manipulative long enough, controlling long enough. One day you just wake up. You just start running around town, talking about, I don't know what I did. There was nothing wrong with the marriage, but she left. That's precisely what's going to happen. And that's the best case scenario, just so you know. Because this guy is in the worst case scenario right now. Okay? Yes, your wife dumping you for another man is the best case scenario. Just in case you can't get it through your head. Okay? Your wife that you brought to Japa, so you brought all the way from Nigeria to here, you did everything for her and you pay for her school fees. I understand it's tough, but you can't keep that mindset up. You need to pick up the pieces. You need to pick up the pieces. Okay, because those are the cards you are dealt, sadly. But actually, fortunately, if you can see what I'm trying to tell you, that's the best case scenario. If you're still here listening to me, that's the best case scenario. Pick up the pieces, because your whole life is ahead of you. This type of auntie here, they would act like they're on your side. They're not on your side. They don't know what they're talking about. They have no idea. They can't relate with you. They're just sympathizing with you. I'm an empath. They don't have no idea what's on the other side of that mindset for you.
He wanted to commit suicide. He has mentioned
Lord.
committing.
Oh God, let me skip through that.
Delete or on live. So you are saying that.
Sorry
you
about
saying-
that.
Are you saying that they were having problems in Nigeria before Sarah even came to the
She won't
abroad?
admit
Is that
that.
what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, she mistakenly admitted that, by the way. She mistakenly admitted, but guess what she's gonna do next? Watch.
She has been promiscuous.
Oh, you see how she reversed that? I said, have you seen they've been having problems? She said, yes. And she went right back to she has been promiscuous. Okay?
From Nigeria.
What do you mean
And the
promiscuous?
man, we know
Hold on.
what when you say a woman is
No, we don't necessarily know. Just say she cheated, didn't it? She said she cheated.
promiscuous in marriage. We
Yes.
know what we are talking about.
No! It was you that's speaking Ondo English. Tell us what you mean by promiscuous.
Oh, I need you to
She
explain. I don't
cheats.
want to make any assumption.
She
That's
cheats
why.
on the man.
She was
he has
cheating.
caught her several.
How does she know this is the question. Not that I don't believe her, I just would like to know how you know that, because that was what will set us apart from you, because the rest of us, we're talking about what we don't know. You should know what you don't know and you should be able to prove. But yes, I'm guessing this is just another shalaye, explain. Tired, no
You
evidence.
go explain because no evidence.
But he has forgiven her a lot of times. He loved her so much that even Sarah's family loved him.
Right.
That is not love. Okay? Don't let anybody ever deceive you. That's not love. Maybe in love, toxic in love, maybe obsession, right? Maybe fatal affair, maybe fatal obsession. That's not love. The result, it's not love. How can you form your mouth to say, he loved her so much? How can you do that?
Has forfeited his family because of Sarah.
Right.
So
He forfeited his family.
Yes, his family
Why?
members have already warned him about all of these things.
Why did he forfeit his family? Was there a family
Because
dispute?
anybody could see that Sarah was leading me wrongly.
Gentlemen, I understand that when you collect shege, you are also human and you have emotions and it's all over the place. And oftentimes society doesn't encourage that you express your emotions, right? The work you need to do is find a safe place where you can express your emotions, okay? But you're not going to get away with the excuse that your wife made you forfeit your family. Social construct is not set up that way. Kuni pass. You know how you say, people look at you crazy because you should handle your business inside the house. Yeah, that's gonna continue to be the result you'll be getting. Majority of people, me, I was still like, I understand. Because I know what woman that you're in love with, a woman that you think you love, usually because you don't love yourself, usually because you lack self-respect, right? I understand what that can create for you. That can make you start, Charles Tari said gaslighting, feel gaslit, right? I get it. But you're not going to get away with that excuse. Yeah, like it's actually worse when you have a gang of women behind you say, yeah, speak your truth, speak your emotions. It's going to be worse. It's going to be worse. See, I'm talking to you directly. It's going to be worse. Don't do that to yourself. The world we live in is not set up that way. You do have some power, okay? It's usually not in your mouth, okay? That mouth is a double-edged sword. It will cut you both ways, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Especially if you're a man. You don't get away with this, okay? You don't get away with this. This is the worst case scenario, okay? If you end up with the best case scenario, the one I described earlier, a Tyrese situation, you will still feel like shit. Yeah, I know. That's what you're feeling. That's why you feel like Allah doesn't have your back. I know, I get what you're saying. But I'm telling you, your solution is where we disagree. Your solution is not going to work for you. You don't jump out into this street and be talking to randoms and saying, yes, she made me lose my family. That is a stupid talk or a random. You're not going to get away with that. And any woman who supports you in that rhetoric will go back to their own house after it's all done, after it's all said and done. And they will show their own husband shege at home when they end up in a romantic relationship. No one can tell you anything unless they're inside of that situation with you. I mean, no woman can sympathize with you. Or they should tell them to go and sympathize with the person they're in a romantic relationship with first. Because they're going to show that person shege too before they figure it out, if they ever figure it out. How do I know? Well, because everybody has their own experience. You should ask the husband. Oh no, but she's a good lady. She's one of those traditional ladies. Ask the person that's sleeping with her at home now before you conclude. Because it's all feelings, remember? It's all feelings.
They were realizing Sarah was turning him behind the family. In the
Turning him behind the family. In what way?
Turning him against the family.
He was more of a
Another bad excuse.
Human being. If you don't know her, you cannot know her. You need to know.
So why are you doing shalaye? We don't know her. And you already know we can't know her, but you came here to do shalaye. That shalaye tells me you don't know what you're doing. Forget Hassan and Sarah for a second. You don't know what you're doing. You need to go back home and talk to a therapist. Where did I go wrong in this? How can this mindset affect my own relationships in a negative manner? Because I guarantee you, this mindset will not build any relationship. It doesn't matter if you're actually correct or if you're right. It's irrelevant. Irrelevant. Because clearly you don't know how to read a room and you lack any level of emotional intelligence.
Know her deep to know who she is. If
And you know her
see
deep.
her on the surface, you will think she's the best person on earth.
The only person that can claim to know her deep is the man who is in jail. That's it. And from all indications, he didn't know her very well. Because if he knew her and all of this is true, he wouldn't want to stay married to such a bad human being. Why would you want to stay married to such a bad human? Well, because of my children. Gentlemen, you can't get it with that excuse either. Okay? If you have a reason to stay with that, you have to own that with your full chest. And just do it like a man. Okay? Because if you don't listen to me right now, if you end up like this, in this kind of worst case scenario, I don't know. Again, I'm talking about the mindset, the feelings, the emotions that go to this kind of situation. I'm not talking about the tangibles. I'm not talking about how she cheated. Yes, she might have cheated. There's no question about that. So did she do the right thing? You answer. Do you think I will tell you she did the right thing if she cheated? But that's not relevant to what we're talking about. What's more relevant is that you will jump on a stage to come and defend nonsense. That's more relevant than Hassan and Sarah.
Right.
We all have our differences. No human being is perfect in life.
Right.
I am not saying Sarah is not a good person too, but she had her lapses, which was a lot.
Was Hassan?
If
Hold on.
Hassan is not right deleting her.
No. It's not
Get that
deleting.
point.
Hello now.
Get that point. You know how people say 95%? I didn't say 100%. I said most. You're still generalizing. We can read through you. We know what you're trying to say. We're human beings. We're spiritual. We have incredible radar for bullshit. Just in case you don't know. All of us. We might not be able to put our fingers on it. You might say it's just most. I didn't mean all. We can tell when you're generalizing. We can tell. Get that. She wasn't right. We know you will say that. But everything you are saying is indicating the opposite of what your mouth is saying. That's called social intelligence. Being able to know that we interpret it that way is called social intelligence, regardless of what you're saying out of your mouth. So words don't matter. No, there's limitations to that. Not as much as you think. Your energy matters more than your words, just in case you don't know. People are reading more how they feel around you, more than what you're saying. And yes, they could be wrong, but what they read, it takes the crown. That's just reality of life. That's why you need social intelligence. It's in addition to all the different levels of intelligence you read inside a book. It's not good enough to know right from wrong. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's not good enough. It's not good enough to have common sense. Common sense is a terrible guide to relationships and life. That's why everyone is confused all over the place.
At that point first to start with. Nobody is supporting what Hassan did.
Calm down.
They tell your face that you're not supporting what he did. Because your face or your words or your vibe, your energy is disconnected from that. I guess the words are say, oh, but she said, oh, but you didn't listen to her, but she said. We listened to her clearly. What are you talking about? She came on that stage to defend what is not defendable. Gentlemen, the reality is the reality. When you're faced with it, okay, considering, okay, that you've paid attention to the emotional aspect of things as well, because a lot of you would disconnect from the emotional energy at play and you say, no, but I'm being logical. No, you are the worst logic ever. If you're discounting emotions, it's the worst.
relax. Okay, I know the emotions are high. You are related or friendly with him, so I understand. I'm so sorry. Let me start by, empathy. Okay, I'm really, really sorry this happened. Okay.
She doesn't care. You know why she doesn't
Boost
care?
your revenue and drive.
Because her energy is disconnected from the words, just as much as we are disconnected from her words, but her energy. We're human beings.
Or their family or friends. It's a very, very, very sad situation. You know why? Apart from the family that you are saying that, he's alienated from his family because of Sarah, there are 5 children involved.
Yeah.
And they may or may not be listening to this, or they may catch this later. So let us be guided. I just want to give my
She doesn't care about being guided
already.
because she doesn't care about that guy either. She doesn't care about him. We already know she doesn't care about Sarah, but she doesn't care about Hassan. She's caught up in her own emotions because somehow she's getting some kind of emotional fulfillment from this behavior, this terrible, terrible behavior. And I don't know what it is because we don't know her. She might be related to them, but she doesn't care about him. She might be empathizing, actually. Maybe she has a son that has collected shege from a woman somewhere. Maybe. But she doesn't care about him. That's the cap in all of this. To jump and say, I care. You guys should fear God. No, you don't care. You don't care.
Because I know you are speaking from a place of pain. All right? But you are saying things about their marriage from Nigeria. Were you involved in their marriage from Nigeria?
I am telling you that I know this family very well. Nigeria, US, I know. So the only reason why I came up to this call to talk is because I'm hearing people say things they do not know.
Right.
Sarah was not even working from any shop. She works from home. She had always worked from home. So where are they going to shop and all those stories from?
Maybe that's one information she gave us that we weren't previewed for, right? We didn't know that she worked from home. But the issue is that that's not exactly relevant. Okay, she worked from home. She didn't work from a shop. Okay, I missed when anybody ever said that. I'm sure somebody probably said that in the chats. Oh, she has her own big shop. She's making $4,500 a day, right? That's not relevant, right?
Right.
See, this case is a very delicate one. Except you are close.
No, we don't know that. Somebody got deleted. We didn't know. Again, tell us something new. We didn't know. Somebody got a person's whole life. Somebody's mother, a couple of people's mothers got deleted in the weirdest way ever. In the most tragic way you can think of. We didn't know it's delicate. No, we didn't know. You didn't want to tell us. I bet she didn't know I was being sarcastic right now in the last few seconds. People, we need to do better. Because listen, somebody is listening to me and they do this. All right, they're disconnected from everything emotional, but they want to act like they know what is right from wrong. They don't want to do the work because it's not easy. Yes, it's not easy, just like anything in life. Anything in life that's worthwhile is not easy. They don't go together. But that's why it's worthwhile. Do the work. If somebody seems like they are just taking advantage of you or anything like, yes, including when they are manipulating you and blackmailing you and controlling you and all this different gaslighting you, including all of that. If you are able to complain, you are able to take your butt to help. Go and find help. Seek wise counsel. Because if you overreact, you will collect. It goes for all of us. Every action is a reaction. So you're not going to get away with that excuse. I was reacting, they made me do it. No, you're not going to get away with that because anybody can claim that.
To the family that
Right.
you know both the husband and wife, you will not know deep down what went down.
Right.
He was just a victim that was pushed to the wall and decided to take laws into his own hands,
Oh my God.
Right.
which we all blame him for. He was stupid to do that.
Are
But
you in
that
the
was-
US? Or you're
So again, can somebody tell me what she's saying that's new, that's different from what everybody else was saying before that point? Right? Can anybody tell me what she said that's different from what everybody else said? The only thing that's different is the energy. The energy is defending what is not defendable. The energy is given, I'm taking the wrong side. She's not saying anything. This idea is to jump on stage and manipulate 1,300 people with, oh, everyone is saying something, but let's think critically. No, you think critically. If you're really that close to them, you really should not be jumping on any public platform trying to control the narrative because somebody's life was deleted. Okay? Even when you go to the court of law, right? There's only so much they're not gonna know what happened completely in that marriage. But they don't wait for that before they cast judgments. That's not how life works. That's just simply not how life works. So it's another unrealistic expectation, if you will. What do you expect people to do in the public, on the public platform when they're trying to extract lessons? Now, wow.
in
was a
Nigeria.
man that had given up. He had given up. He had tried. He has been trying for years to settle things. He goes on his knees crying and begging Sarah for them to get things together severally. But she would not do that. Severally, he even talks to Sarah about how she has turned the kids to something else.
I hope so too, Tima.
Somebody that took a child and did BBL, but come, for a child of 22-year-old.
How is that relevant to somebody's life deleted? Is this the point where I'm supposed to be like, ha, BBL for 22 years old? Is this the point where I'm supposed to do that? If I did that, that'd be fake. I don't feel it. I'm like, wait, BBL, okay, good, BBL. Blessing, see you, okay, all right, good. Wait, let's get back to the part where somebody's life was deleted. What are you talking about? What are we talking about? Oh, she cheated, okay. Oh, that's bad. Cheaters are bad people, bad behavior. Yeah? But, Betty, what are we talking about? Somebody's life just got deleted.
The man tried everything to make sure that they have a good family. That the fact that they left Nigeria does not mean that they should come to America and
be Americanized.
$1.
Yeah.
What happened in that family is a pure case of dollar taking over.
Making the switch to Shopify
It's a
means
dollar
designing an
taking
online
over.
store that
Again.
expresses your brand your way.
If you don't,
Again, she didn't tell us anything new because somebody else called in earlier in the show and said it's all about finances, particularly from the standpoint that he was jealous. Nobody knew if he was jealous. It was a question. It looks like jealousy. If you're saying she's making more money and you're saying you can't control her and you end up deleting her, the whole world is going to conclude that you're jealous. Right? It doesn't mean they're right. But you should expect that the whole world is going to say that. That's why you should get your shit together and don't end up doing something stupid because you feel some type of way. We all feel a way. We all feel some type of way. Sometimes we don't know why we feel some type of way. Sometimes I'm a little jealous. I don't know why I'm jealous. And I check myself like, that's jealousy. Just admire what they have and see if you can work towards it. Or admire it and ask them to teach you how to if you can, right? But we all feel a way sometimes. That's just how emotions work. But you're going to do something stupid? Well, everything before then, if you're saying you're feeling that, people would take it as mental health, right? They will say, hey, let's seek help. Let's find therapy, right? After that, there's no guarantee. The best they can do is maybe, you know, instead of injection, they might put you in life without parole. There's no, listen, as a black man in America, there's no, I'm not sure. Does that exist? Where they will say, oh, because of mental condition, this person will not serve the rest of their life behind bars. I'm not sure. You guys who are legal people might know better. It depends on what state. I know that for sure.
No, then I would plead with you to not say what you do not know. It is deeper. Hassan is a responsible.
It's not that deep. No, it's not that deep. Somebody's life got deleted. Okay, you're trying to make it deeper by bringing BBL in, by bringing that she's just a terrible human being in, which is possible. We don't know is what we're saying. What we know today is that this man deleted his wife. That's the fact, according to all types of news channels on the internet.
Simple man.
Okay.
If you know anybody that knows the family, I'm not talking about people that knows just Hassan. I'm not talking about people that knows only Sarah.
Right.
I'm talking about people that knows both of them very well.
Did she deserve what she got? Do you think she deserved what she got?
That is left. That is why I said Hassan.
She should have said no. Brother Kidola, I see you, brother. Brother Kidola, tell me why this young lady did not say no after that question. I'm going to rewind that question and play it for you again. Okay? Because you're telling me something here too. Your words are different from what you're trying to tell me, as usual. We all do it. It's not just you. We all do it. We all get caught up in our emotions based off of our biases, right? It's just that some of us say, you know what? There must be more beyond what I feel. So I don't disconnect from my own destiny. Let me pay attention. Let me calm down, look at myself in the mirror and say, hey, I feel some type of way, but let me seek help. Some of us do that. Majority of us, we don't do that. What we do is we make a conclusion. Okay, we make a conclusion off of our feelings, and that's terrible strategy always. Because if your job did that, you wouldn't have a job. If they make conclusions off of how they feel, you wouldn't have a job. You wouldn't have the bridges. You wouldn't have all this different civilization that we enjoy today. So forget love in the family for a second, right? Let's just talk about all the different things we enjoy. The internet. There's a kid right now sitting behind a computer coding. That code will most likely will never come to fruition. He will waste about 3, 4, 5 years of his life. But some of them will make it and we will enjoy it as a live stream like this, right? Okay. But that one that didn't make it, if he's having a hard time accepting defeat, it's going to be like, it's all a lie. They use Illuminati. It's Illuminati that they use to win. Somebody helped him. That's what they will keep saying, right? And some will be like, you know, there's something I don't know. Let me go and learn from the other ones that know, right? And then some of them will still make it. But they will now tell you all the stories of when they used to fail too, right? That's life, right? So you tell me, why is it that this young lady, okay, let's bring it down to common sense. I think common sense is a terrible guide to life, period, personally. Tell me why this young woman will not answer that question. I say no. I'm going to play the question again.
You know anybody that knows the family. I'm not talking about people that knows just Hassan. I'm not talking about people that knows only Sarah.
Right.
I'm talking about people that knows both of them very well.
Did she deserve what she got? Do you think she deserved what she got?
That is left. That is why I said Hassan made a terrible mistake. But everybody that...
Do you understand that if you don't give a no and you give a shalaye with no evidence and then you add a but after it?
You go explain because no evidence.
Do you understand you will keep saying Nigerian marriages have no love, it's all fake? And I wouldn't be surprised every time you repeat it. Because that sentence itself is another explain, no evidence. Right? You go tire. Because the reality is obviously saying something different. The reality is saying something different. But shout out to you, Brother Kidola. I see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. She's the one who needs to fear God.
knows them and knows the origin.
I didn't plan for this
and
today.
How this man has fought and tried to get things done, get the family together, would pity Hassan even being in that jail.
Is it not better to be apart if marriage doesn't work?
exactly why
Sarah wanted to end the marriage. Is it not better for him to just, you know,
exactly
to end the marriage than taking somebody's life?
Auntie B is trying to help her. She's trying to help her, right? All she needed to do is take the bait. You're right. It's just a sad situation. Listen, I know them. I can't tell too much about how I know them, but it's just a very, very sad situation. I knew him. He was such a good man. It's just a life wasted. Do you think she'll be attacked the same way? She said that. If she took that small help, she gave her a leeway, like just enter, right? By this time, I'd been listening for about 5 minutes already, okay? I had been listening, but I was like, she's going to take it. She's going to take it. Like, let me just stay behind the scenes. Let me... Because emotions is not your mate. Emotions will make you conclude into principles that will destroy yourself. Because coconut head, you're not going to want to listen because you're caught up in your emotions. Yes, even when it's not your matter. Like I said, she doesn't care about Hassan. She does not. She does not. She thinks she does, but the issue here is more so lack of emotional intelligence. Okay? That's the issue here. It's lack of critical thinking. Even forget emotional intelligence, just level of, let me think about this thing a second time. That's all this is. Let me rethink this over again. Like maybe I shouldn't be, I know it's sad. Even if it's your exact sibling, you could be like, no, but I don't believe that's her exact. I don't believe she's close like that. I think she's second hand close. She knows of it, but she can relate personally to a similar story of Japa marriages breaking apart, and they don't want to listen. It's coconut head. It's the other person's fault. And I keep saying, yes, it could be their fault. It doesn't mean that you're going to create a better result next time around, because that mindset will make you continue to collect woto. Because faults are not relevant. If you make it relevant, you push them further away from you. You push not even just them, other people around you, you push them further away from you because they're like, this auntie don't do shalaye again. No evidence.
Yes, that's why I said he was a fool. Everybody have advised him. Close family relatives have advised him to leave that marriage. He keeps saying, how do I leave the family I have grown all my life to fight for? This is a family that I have sacrificed so much for. This is a family of 5 kids.
That was my first time of trying to unmute. You heard the echo, right? That's why she said, fix your audio. I didn't realize I didn't have my earphones on at the time. Oladi says, I think you should give her a chance to talk. She's gradually coming out, and at the same time, she's being careful. Oh, she wasn't being careful. I don't know if she thought she was. Honestly, she might think she was being careful, but it was failing. I don't know how that worked out for her, because it didn't work out. Auntie B did give her opportunity to talk, but she was just saying, yeah, it was obvious what she was saying. She was taking sides with a murderer. You see how I got stuck on this conversation for an hour and extra? Because that's how much of a big deal it is. Life and death is not your mate. Everything else you got going on, your justification, you must tuck that in. Tuck it in. Right? Why? Because the only solution to all of this is self-love, self-respect, and self-worth. You will never be able to get away with blaming another person for you committing the ultimate. So it's an unrealistic solution, unrealistic expectations. There's no society in this world where you'll be able to get away with that, unless it's mixed in with some kind of corruption or something like that. Okay? Or maybe you're a powerful person. Maybe you are, Hitler level type of situation. No, you're not gonna get away with just as a normal person. You don't have that luxury. You don't. So I'm talking to majority of people. The solution is self-love, self-worth, self-respect. You will never be able to give somebody the credit for breaking up your marriage. Do you know you are giving them credit when you blame them? You not realize that? Okay? If my 16 years marriage ends tomorrow, I'll take full credit for it. Why? Because the rest of my life is ahead of me. I'm not giving away that problem. It's the worst thing you can do to yourself, giving away your problems. Don't do it to yourself. So how do you hold other people accountable? You hold them accountable by attracting, because we're talking about romantic relationships. Remember, we're not talking about your job now. Okay? At your job, hold them accountable. Just seize their check if they work for you. If you work for them, just go and find another job. That's how you hold them accountable. They will miss you tomorrow. But when you spend a lot of energy holding another human being accountable for romantic, emotionally driven situations, you will get drained. You could just shalaye. No evidence. You would be tired.
You go explain because no evidence.
But if you start paying attention, like, let me take accountability of myself first, you also tend to attract the best situations. You also tend to attract the best that romance has to offer. Because it's very scarce in the marketplace. Everybody is holding other people accountable. That's why they are failing. But if you find yourself, you're able to, like, I can take care of myself. Everybody wants you. Everybody wants to be a part of your life. Are you kidding me? Are you not understanding what I'm saying? Is it too deep? You don't get it? Oh God.
You they use your function to play.
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
All right.
No, I'm kidding. Let's continue. There's more.
I'm bringing you in. Go ahead.
That is the reason why everybody advised him to leave that home. But me and you know that human beings is very difficult sometimes.
Right.
As much as we say men are bad, let's call the women to order.
This is our motive. This is what she came here to do. As much as we say men are bad, let's call the woman to order. What about just the individual? Forget woman or man. You can be woman, you can be man, you can be anti-man, anti-woman, you can be trans woman, trans man. What about holding that individual accountable? Or call them to order? Why women? Why it's got to be women? Because you don't have a solution. You are generalizing. You're oversimplifying a very complex issue. It's a very complex issue that you collected woto from another person that was supposed to love you in a romantic way. It's much more. There's no way it's not much more complex than gender divisions. It's impossible. Not to say that 22 years old is a married woman, by the way. Can you imagine? Yeah. This is another mindset issue. There's another mindset shift that we all need. Some people, it doesn't matter if you're 52 years old. They literally come to you and tell you things like, oh, so you can't control your child just because they are older. You can control. You follow them around everywhere they go. When they go to Colombia, go and inject their butts. Again, how is that relevant to your own wife? Keep in mind, I'm not talking about Hassan. Okay? It's a very sad situation that happened to Hassan. I have a level of, that's just bad. He threw his life away. For him. I do. Once life and death is involved, I can't even engage the judgmental zone. But when you pick the side of the person who clearly committed a crime, when you pick that side, Baba, it's not about the person who committed crime. I'm looking at you funny. What are you doing? Are you okay? You sure you don't want to talk to someone? Because just like he's not going to get away with this, you're not going to get away with it if you don't address what will make you, a normal person, think that it's okay to take a side right now in this situation. Okay? DV is the topic. It's not for Hassan and Sarah. It's for the rest of us that were here. The lesson is very, very simple. Take care of yourself. Listen, people that love you the most, people that you love the most, you will collect shege from each other. That's the reality. And majority of it is feelings. You just feel like, how could you? I loved you. I did this for you. I did that for you. How could you? You feel it inside of you. I understand it very clearly. How could you? You'll be hurt. Any collaborative effort between two human beings will create friction. It's either you know how to get through that conflict, crisis, or you don't. It's as simple as that. If you're not lucky enough, you're caught up in your emotions, it gets worse. And then you come to the internet and say there's no love. There is love. People, the fact that you carry with somebody until they have babies for you and you made them a wife tells me that there was love. And the rest of it that's lacking is how to sustain it. It's a skill set. Okay? It's a skill set. So what about all those people that did everything and it didn't work out for them? Let me ask you a question. What about all the people that went through school and got a license and were driving and they still had accidents on the road? Does that mean we get to exonerate everybody from getting license? Since it doesn't matter, you don't need to take license test anymore, driver license test. You see how disrespectful we are to marriage and romantic relationship? The one thing that drives everybody's sense of being. So everybody just do whatever they want since a few people don't know how to figure it out and they happen to be the loudest on the internet. Is that how we should do it now? Mumbere new, I ask. Could make sense now. Go right now. Eh? What's going on, brother Ben? I see you, brother. Good to see you. He's doing the shalaye to make him appear less of a villain. Yeah, she thinks she's doing less of a villain, but she's literally saying he's the victim. That's exactly what everyone was reading. And they're not wrong for reading it that way. They can't hear your logic because they can feel your heart, like you're on the wrong side of history. And there's nothing that matters outside of feelings. I keep telling you, no one cares about anything outside of their feelings. It doesn't matter if you're correct on paper.
Women need to do better in America or anywhere overseas that they find themselves.
This auntie is calling from Nigeria.
Our women are becoming something else. Don't let dollar making money. Don't let it turn you against your husband. Don't let it turn you against
hit that like button, I beg.
family.
Turn up on the like button. I only have 11. Turn up on the like button.
Let me come in. Tokwe.
Kids.
Hello, Tokwe. Let me come in, please, my darling. Thank you very much.
Let me give Auntie B a proper credit.
I appreciate you calling us. So you were saying that dollar was the main thing that was the problem in this marriage, because Hassan was a provider. He took care of his family. He did everything while they were in Nigeria until Sarah came. Can you give us examples of why you think dollar was the problem? Because Sarah was making too much money. What
for where? No evidence.
Hassan came to America.
You go explain because no evidence.
Yes.
He left everything in Nigeria.
Was he a soldier? Sorry, let me just
Hassan was a soldier and he was a big man that was loved by.
She's literally putting me in a position where I am about to say and I don't want to say that. I think that is a big deal if you bring your spouse to America. I honestly, ultimately, at the end of the day, think that's a big deal and should be appreciated, because there's about another additional over 175 million people that may never have that opportunity, right? So I think that's a big deal, right? But everything she's saying is putting me in a position where I want to say, yeah, like, why are you bring like magic? Like, I don't want to fall in the category of not appreciating whatever he did in the past, not knowing the full story, right? But she's the kind of people like Amuni she saw. How do you say that in English? Somebody help me. Like Amuni she saw. Because she's thrown the deceased under the bus multiple times. She cheated. She's arrogant. She turned his family under the like, all this thing, right? Zero respect for the deceased.
His superiors in the army.
Now that NFL Sunday
All right, I'm going to get into the Tari story in about 8 minutes. We can round up with that. I didn't know this was gonna be this long. I thought about it last minute before we jumped on. I was like, yeah, I gotta cover this, you know. And then we'll.
Right. So
by
an
the
army man.
virtue of that, he was richer than an average average soldier in Nigeria. He was making very good money.
She keeps saying money, women about money, but she's all the rest. Majority of our conversation is about money, right? Value follows money, follows value, not the other way around. Okay, no matter how rich he was in the past. Okay, we won't do this. We won't do the Tyrese show. Let me finish this, then I'll drop the link. We're gonna leave the Tyrese show for tomorrow. No matter what we're talking about, if your rhetoric for or against, the mind doesn't care about the for or against. It just cares that your focus is money, right? It is no wonder why you missed it, because you're thinking money. If the story and the picture she's trying to paint is true, it is no wonder that he missed it, because he can't see a way to add value to his wife's life or misbehavior. He couldn't see it because all he's thinking is money. He thought it was less than, according to her, because somebody's making more money than him. Now the reality is that in life, majority of people think that way, which is why majority of people in life, they end up at the bottom of the pyramid. Right? Hello, are you with me? That's the same reason, right? Because they can't think beyond money and the bills they're about to pay tomorrow. They can't think beyond, right? They can't think beyond that. That's why they end up doing less than, or they do a little bit and they quit. Case in point, YouTube channels. How much money do you think we make from 1,000 videos plus so far right now? Right? At this point, I should have collected at least $1 million from this bitch, right? Right? 981 videos. You would think, right? Your guess is as good as mine. Okay? But the average person who tries to start a YouTube, tries to start a YouTube, right? I'll tell you what the number is. Let me see here. Lifetime. $2,391 out of 1,000 videos. The average person would have quit by now. Going on 3 years. It's gonna be 3 years. Is it 3 years? I think. Is it 3 years? No, 2 years. I think it's going on 2 years. Let me see. Even me, see, I'm not looking at time, because October 18, we launched October 18, 2021. Well, yeah, it's about to be 2 years. Sorry. Right? It's a lot of work involved. I actually have people help me. If you think I'm the one dropping all those videos, you're deceiving yourself. Well, I pay people too. Right? An average person would have quit because they can't think, they can't see value unless you're talking about money. And when they use money to determine their own value, or the value they bring, or that they get, it is no wonder. Wash shit. You will miss it. You'll miss it. That's why majority of people need to go to a job, because otherwise they can't see the value they have. The person who hired them is getting 10 times the value that they have from them. They're giving them 10% of it or less. It is what it is. It's the reality of life. I wanted to paint that picture for you so you can see the analogy here, right? Money. She keep talking about how much money. He must have, if she's actually a family member, he probably was busy talking about his wife all around town. Probably. We're not talking about what we don't know. Probably means probably. Because now she's saying, you all don't know what I know. Well, let's assume she knows. So basically, he thought it was less than because it wasn't making as much money. It's no wonder. It's no wonder. If your wife is making more money than you, that's a circumstantial situation. It's a temporary situation. No condition is permanent. Why do you have to worry about that? It's the same family, it's the same empire. Why don't you find a way to add value to her? You don't see because you think of value as money. The money is the value for you. It is no wonder why you're missing it. This is all part of emotional intelligence. Same thing in the stock market. If all you think is like, if everybody is fear, FOMO, I said mofo. Fear of missing out. If that's how you play in the marketplace, you will lose all your money. Guaranteed. The rest of the people, the small percentage of the people, you know, the one that will never believe that love is fake. Those small people, percentage, which you can decide to join them, right? Those ones will lay back, relax, drink water, take a cold shower. There's something I'm missing here. It doesn't mean I am at fault. It has nothing to do with fault. There's something I'm missing here. Let me learn. Let me pay closer attention. Maybe I can add value to another person's life. Right? You pay attention to that. It goes a long way. Right? Because of that level of patience, they can't beat you at this game. They will all complain, oh mashallah, yekuni. They can't beat you at this game. Who is them? Who is they? Well, you fight not the flesh now, but they're enemies all the time, using to use you to destroy yourself. I want you to pay attention to that. They're enemies all the time, all around you. Energy, looking to use you to destroy yourself.
Right.
And when he came to America, he left everything behind in Nigeria just to be with the family. This is a man that when he was in Nigeria, the kids were calling from America. We need this. Daddy, we want to take ice cream. We want to take this. He will send money to them. Right away to take it. This is a man that every month he was sending money for everything they needed. House, feeding, everything.
He was paying the rent from Nigeria.
Toby said, Amoni is a person who pushes you to speak out of turn. Bulaba Bala Blue. There you go. Amoni. But Patrick is with me. I see you, but Patrick.
From Bala Blue. Blue. Bulaba.
Let's see. Okpe, what's going on? Okpe said, you said you don't know what exactly happens, and you said he was angry because she knows more money than him. I would prefer if you balance the advice and story. The woman talking have a point. RIP to the point. Okpe, you missed me. You will need to do some more shalaye for me to be able to unpack what you said. You know, you need to help me. Help me, Okpe. I don't get it. You know.
You get it?
Okay.
If you don't get it, forget about it.
All right.
I'm guessing that's what you're saying after this.
Explain, because no evidence.
All right. Yeah, Okpe, you go explain tired though. Not me. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Okay. Maybe you just jumped in. I did say earlier on that this is not about Hassan and Sarah. I said that, okay? But you might be disconnected from what I mean by that as well. But I can't explain, come and be tired. But apparently say $2,000 times 920 naira, 1,800,000. Ola, you're a millionaire in naira. Salute, sir. Good to see you, sir. I appreciate you, sir. Yeah, she's definitely calling from Nigeria. If she's not calling from Nigeria, that's a person, I know many of them, who is stuck in their village, and some of them, they've taken them out of Nigeria for a long time, but they're mindset-wise, they're stuck. You can't do nothing to help them. There are many people like that. Okpe is probably one of them. Okpe, are you one of them? Okpe is probably in the Yankees somewhere, stuck. Okpe, I'm with you though. Okpe, I see what you're saying there, but we're not advising. It's too late to advise Hassan and Sarah. I don't know if you get what I mean, right? It's just too late. Okay, it's too late to advise Hassan and Sarah right now. We're talking to ourselves. We're analyzing what we can see, limited information, and that's about it. But I appreciate you being here. All right. Natu is saying MOP drop the link. All right, let me drop the link. Sorry about that. Let's see. This is going to be interesting. All right. Oh God. Oh, Nishiso. Oh, Nisha la tired. Oroloro. Wala.
Yes,
Wow.
he was paying the
He
rent.
was really doing well. What was his rank in the military, if you don't mind me asking, Tokwe?
I don't need to tell you about his rank in the
I need to know the rank because you said he was paying everything from Nigeria.
Like I said, remember I told you something. I said he was loved by his superiors.
Yes.
And with the virtue of that, he was able to mix with a lot of people.
Yeah, but what was his rank in the military?
Forget about his rank.
No, the rank is important because that's his source of earning. I need to determine.
You
what
don't need
he's
to
earning.
confirm the source of his earning because it is not the point here. The point is
No.
care
Come
of
on
the
now.
family.
Come on, Tokwe. Tokwe, I've been very, very fair. I listened to you. You've been talking. I allowed you to talk. We are trying to establish facts. And you say you know because you've been in it from the beginning from Nigeria. You made allegations that Sarah was cheating even when they were in Nigeria. And bear in mind that the children might see this, okay? But I've allowed you to talk. So please, when I ask you
And you said we shouldn't talk about what we don't know.
yes, tell
And we
me
don't know
what
you.
his rank was in the military in Nigeria, please.
If his rank is your issue, then I will not talk about his rank.
The rank is not my issue. I need to know what his rank was.
He was doing his other businesses even aside from
What is
being-
his rank?
Okay. Wait.
Okay.
So right there, she said other business because why? Because she's still stuck on money. She's still trying to, for people looking for balanced advice, Auntie B2 was asking the question, but she was asking because she's trying to dig up something else. But she's still stuck on justifying how much money he was making, right? This were the probably the type of people that were advising this man. Okay? No, we should call this woman to order. As opposed to, oh, she's making more money. Okay, let's help you. Let's find other ways where you can add value to whatever she got going on, or whatever you guys got going on, or the crisis, or the let's because that money, trust me, it comes with problems, and we can let's talk more about it. What would the aunties like this do? Aunties like this would be like, we need to check this woman when they are making more money, because once they start making money, the pride will enter. Hey, we don't know that before. If you make more money than the next man, won't pride enters more? We didn't know that before. You're telling us anything. Did you tell us anything new? Right? You didn't tell us anything new, and you're not solving the problem. You're making it worse.
If the rank is the reason why you don't want me to give you details about this, then we can end the call.
How are we sure you're giving us detail? How are we sure? Outside, no, come back here. Where you going?
Giving you enough information already.
Yeah, you didn't tell us anything new. You didn't tell us anything new at all. You basically came here to regurgitate what was read earlier on in the show.
I'm telling you, it's not about what was read. A lot of people are having issues understanding that what was read is not. It is even a pinch of the salt of the actual issues.
It's
All right, let's leave it at that. If you want to see the rest of the show, go check. Make sure you check out Auntie B. She's dropping a lot of gems out there. Let me see. 1 second.